Okay, I might have jumped the gun on my previous episode because I spoke about the latest episode of Mark's Pigskin Podcast. So I'll talk about his previous one. It's a very good episode. It's if you go on his iTunes, it's actually showing as episode 2 because they do it. The newest one is episode 1. So I'll just give you the brief outline. This is week 8, 2015. It was released on the 30th of October, day before Halloween. Mark and James preview the final NFL matchup at Wembley at Kansas City Chiefs take on the Detroit Lions. They also give out their mid-season grades for all 32 teams and preview the rest of the week's matchups. They also have interviews from the NFL fan rally, including a chat with Cecil the Diesel Martin and James. Oh, sorry, maybe there should be a comma there, Mark. We'll see. Including a chat with Cecil the Diesel Martin, and James casts his eye over the college star Paxton Lynch. If you're in the UK and you're a big fan of NFL, give the Pigskin Podcast by Mark Payne, which you'll find on YouTube, a go. It's a very good listen. It's had hundreds to even thousands worth of downloads, so you want to be one of them. Give it a listen. Yo, welcome to the CBA Podcast. This is episode fucking who knows, whatever. This is an episode about alcohol, I was sitting and I was thinking, I wonder what everyone's first experience with alcohol is, I thought I'd get this along, and I've collated a few other people's stories. I think let me just count while I'm here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I've got like 6 or 7 people, So I'll jump right in. I'll talk about me. So I wanted to do a podcast about alcohol. It's a big part of our lives. The amount of alcohol that's consumed in this country, England, just in case you're wondering, or Britain, whatever, is mental. And I just thought I'd do a little bit. I was thinking the other day. I can't remember why. I was at work procrastinating, obviously not doing the work I should be, and I was thinking about fucking hell. What's going on? What my history of alcohol, everyone's history of alcohol. You know what? I'll do a fucking podcast about that. Sounds about right. So, hold on. Currently just actually having a sip of a beer. I thought I'd talk back to the history of, my use of the drug alcohol. I'm also going to chat to a few other people, which you'll hear later on. But so my first memory of really tasting alcohol is I don't know, I was probably like 12, 13 maybe, and having an orange WKD, an orange WKD. I think that was Iron Brew or something. I remember that being the I remember that before the blue one, to be honest. So one Christmas day I was given a WKD, and I remember my aunts going, "Ooh, bloody hell, look, having a drink, ooh," I'm sure before that, I may have tried a beer and not liked it, or some wine, and not liked it, I don't remember enjoying it. So obviously the first real memory of me enjoying alcohol was some sugary shit that was in a 330ml bottle called WKD, or Wicked. I think it was known as Wicked instead of WKD. I remember going on holiday. I remember one time, maybe I was 14, 15, and my aunt said she'd give me, I don't know, €20 if I necked a brandy or something. I don't remember why. I don't remember for the reasons why, but well, that's what happened. I nicked a brandy. I got €20. The sort of thing where you can kind of, you can hold your nose and not taste it, sort of thing, which sounds a bit weird, but you know what I mean. But you can kind of block the taste and just force it down, sort of thing. But then, as I say, I never really enjoyed beer to start off with. I'd go out and pretend to like beer. I'd get a can of beer or something with the family at a christening or a family do or something, and I'd force it down, and I wouldn't necessarily be able to drink a whole pint, so I'd just be like, "Oh yeah, this is fine, I'll carry on drinking." But I do remember back when I was probably same age, maybe 15, I used to be able to just open my throat and be able to neck a beer. I remember we were at a christening. My one of my baby cousins, well, she ain't anymore, Jesus, a long time ago, one of my little cousins, Holly, we were at a christening, and my mum wanted to go home, but my dad had just poured a brand new beer. So mum was like, "I'll go and, tell him we're going in a minute." And I went over and said, "Oh, mum wants to go," and he goes, "Oh, I've just got beer." And my family still take the piss out of me to this day. I went over and I nicked the whole beer in a matter of seconds, and they were all flabbergasted. But anyway, so if I actually maybe did a bit of research, I don't know what the fuck would I research. Maybe I had a better think about this. I'd be able to give you dates and times. But my first real memory of being drunk was with my friend Nathan Hewlett, and my other friend Gary Lean. We had a New Year's party, which would have been 10 to well, basically whatever the year was before college. The first year of college, I'll probably have to work this out. So the first year of college was September 2004 to 2005. So yeah, it would have been December 2003 into January 2004. That was the first time I remember really being drunk. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to act like Mr. Big Shot, like, "Oh, I got drunk drinking this," or "I got drunk doing that." It was a case of I had maybe 2 to 3, if that, bottles of Stella. My friend Nathan's beer of choice for some reason was Stella. And yeah, I think I got drunk on that. And I do remember, to this day, acting up slightly. I was probably less drunk than I was making out to be, but I definitely was drunk-ish, So I maybe 2 to 3 bottles, like little bottles of Stella. So that's the equivalent of having 2 to 3 cans of Coke. And I remember just being, relatively drunk, and we were in his garden at New Year's. There was a bonfire and stuff, and apparently I nearly fell in the bonfire. And Nathan was a good mate. I mean, I met up with him a little while back. He's a good lad. I had such a good time with Nathan. I'm hopefully there'll be podcasts where I talk about him and the things we got up to later on, but I'll skip that for the time being. But Nathan and Gary were great mates. And then for some reason, the year 11, we decided it'd be a great idea to do like, I don't know, all-nighters, I think we used to call them. Yeah, and these all-nighters would consist of, well, at the age of 27, nearly 28, I just think back and I think, oh, Jesus. But I mean, what else did we have to do at that time? So at the age of, I don't know, 15 to 16, I think I must have been 16. Excuse me. We would get like a bag of beer, like a football bag full of Carling. It was always Carling for some reason. And we'd go out and we'd drink beer and we'd stay outside all night. I mean, I'm not saying we got through loads of beers. I mean Nathan did. Nathan was a big drinker, but maybe 3 or 4 beers in the period of like 12-hour nights sort of thing. And we'd walk about around town. And it'd be obviously dead, and then we'd go sit on a field and freeze to fucking death. And then about 3 o'clock in the morning, when the milk's being delivered, we'd go chase the milk floats and try and nick milk off the doorsteps. Yeah, people that are listening to this must think, "Fuck me, you need to get a life." But back then, it was quite, you're at school, you're telling your parents that you're sleeping around someone's house, and you're not. It was a little bit dangerous, Make sure you. I mean, we would never have been seen by the police, but it was just cool. So that was another time, another sort of situation where we'd get drunk. And don't get me wrong, back then I just still didn't like beer. I used to just drink it because it was seen to be the right thing to do. A swig of beer, hold on. Talking of which, obviously times have changed. But so then there was that, and then there was occasions where we'd do the same. But with a different bunch of mates, and we'd, just drink beer in front of the girls, and there was this place in Grays near where I used to live called the Rookery, and there was some girls that were doing the all-nighter with us, and it was like, I want to impress the girls, have a beer, and you know what, I got on really well. And I'm not saying I necessarily impressed the girls, but I don't think I dropped the ball in any way. It's just there was obviously a lot better looking blokes that were the girls were more interested in. But so that was another time of getting drunk. But as drunk as you can be on 1 or 2 or 3 cans, because obviously they just didn't go down well. So then college hit. college hit. We still didn't go to pubs because we were technically underage, but my friend Nathan hooked us up with some fake IDs. That was good of him. And me and him used to go down the Grays Working Man's Club, RIP, it's not there anymore, sadly, and play snooker. Because, I don't know, he had the gift of the gab with everyone. Women, adults, well, it sounds a bit odd. No, what I mean by adults is, like, he would just be able to get his own way. He's only like a 16-year-old kid or 17-year-old kid, but yeah, he was just a man back in the day. I idolised him in regards to what he could get away with, but he used to go out and buy the beers, and we'd go out and play snooker and stuff, and that'd be cool. We'd go out and play bowling, and somehow we'd end up with 4 pitchers of Foster's, and to this day I think Foster's is a fucking horrible drink, but somehow, yeah, you know, we're like, oh, yeah, forcing it down, trying to look hard, you know, as it would. So then there was that, and then I remember we went to this 18th birthday party. I think it was me and my old grade school friends. It was like Lauren, Louise, Josie, Zoe, Nathan, you know, other people. But basically we ran out of beer, and we didn't run out of beer as in, God, we drank loads of beer. We were at an 18th birthday party, so everyone was drinking beer. And I remember this, and I don't know if I'm remembering it incorrectly, because I've never ever seen them ever again, but I remember walking into the Del Road Club kitchen thinking, oh God, there's no more beer to drink. Don't get me wrong, I did not know who this fucking girl was who was having an 18th birthday, and we're just waltzing in the kitchen and just drinking their drinks. So we got to the point where there was no beer left, and there was a tray, oh excuse me, God, I'm very gassy, a tray of Dumpy Bottle Strongbow. And I was like, oh, well, fuck it, I'll give one of these a go. And the Strongbow touched my lips, and oh my God, I was in heaven. I'd never drunk cider before, and I drank Strongbow for the first time, and it was amazing. From then on, I was hooked. So from the age of 17 to, I'd say, maybe 19 to 20, I would exclusively drink cider or Strongbow, because Strongbow was pretty popular back then. I mean, before our time, before the youngsters' time that we were at the time, there wasn't many ciders, you know. There was basically Strongbow, Blackthorn, maybe Woodpecker at a push, and then there was just like Cornish Scrumpy. So generally you could get Strongbow in a pub. So for the next 3 or 4 years, I was sorted, you know. It was easy. I'd get drunk on Strongbows. So my first real memory of just being off my fucking nut, with like the biggest hangover I've ever had. I'm just trying to think actually, because it could be one or two things. I've not got a date, so I'll name them both. One of my friends, Lauren Sibley, had a birthday. It was must have been her 18th, which means I was 18. She had it at Tyrrell's Hall Club, and it was a fancy dress party. I had work, and I finished work just before the party. So what I did was, I think I bought a bow tie or something at Asda's because I used to work at Asda's, and I just went as I just went as James Bond because it was fancy dress. I thought, fuck it, I'll just wear a tuxedo. I'm James Bond, easy. Many Strongbows later, I'm saying many like I can drink loads, but I can't drink that many, so it's probably only about 5 or 6. I was stripping off and I was just running about in my pants and stuff, and it was terrible. There's photos somewhere, and I regret it to this day. To be young again, eh? Fucking hell. And I remember, I think I must have had a 3-day hangover from that. It was fucking awful. Really, really bad. And then there was a time when Anna, one of my friend Anna's, singular, one of my friend Anna, my friend Anna had a party, and I ended up drinking 9 Strongbows. So that actually is not surprising that it got me fucking mullered. I bought a certain amount round, and a little while before the party, I'd left 4 or 5 around someone's house, and they brought them round as well, so I ended up drinking them all. I just broke up with my girlfriend at the time. Her name was Keely, and it was a sort of a fest, and so I got very drunk, and I think I ended up around Mark's house. You know what? I don't even remember. There was a time when I got so drunk that they had to take me home. Like Mark and Steve had to take me home and stuff. And I remember wobbling home, and God Almighty. Obviously, my drink of choice through the years has been Strongbow. That then changed to I think Carlsberg, maybe. Well, no, it was probably Carlin at one point, but Carlsberg. And now I've kind of adopted real ale. So I don't know how what a real ale drinker would say about Sharps Atlantic. But my definitive beer of choice at the moment is called Sharps Atlantic. It is lovely. It's my favourite drink. But in regards to what I do and what I don't drink, I drink wine. I don't mind red, white or rosé. I don't drink it very often, but I don't mind it. I drink beer. I drink cider. I drink stout. There was a period of time when all I drink was Guinness. Once again, obviously, I got very drunk on it, and I've not really properly been able to drink it since. I've had the 1 or 2 pints, but Jesus Christ. I don't really get on with spirits much. I don't mind a vodka and cranberry on the odd occasion. Ooh, vodka and cranberry. But, yeah, no, I don't do spirits that often. So, alcohol. Tell me what sort of alcohol you do drink and you don't drink.
I drink cider.
Well, let's go back to the beginning. The first question, when did you start drinking alcohol?
I started drinking alcohol when I started university.
Which was, what, 18?
Yeah.
You didn't drink it through college?
Nope.
No memories of at home?
I have one memory, and that was New Year's Eve 2005. My parents had a party at home.
So what, you were 17?
Yep. I remember drinking good old Smirnoff Ice.
And you liked it?
Yeah, it was alright.
You didn't drink anything before then?
Nope. And that was the
Jesus.
only time I ever drank.
Through choice? Or?
Yeah, through choice. The next time I drank was August 2006.
Fresh as well?
No, that was my going away party.
At home?
Yep. Well, not at home, at Jumping Jacks.
Right.
I don't remember getting that drunk though.
What did you drink? More of the
It
same?
would have been Smirnoff Ices.
Blue,
No,
WK?
only Smirnoff Ice. It's
Oh,
all I drank.
Fair enough. And then you went to uni?
And then I went to uni. And I drank a lot.
You were introduced to what, wine?
White wine. Vodka and Coke. I remember being really, really ill.
Or what, vodka and coke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a ready mixed one that my friend bought.
Right.
And that was the first time I was ever sick from alcohol.
Was that first year of uni?
Yeah.
At what point did you try beer? When we first met, you seemed to claim you liked beer. And I saw you drink one bit of Foster's, and then that was the last
I
thing
used to
ever.
drink Foster's occasionally.
God, you're a moron.
That was only if nothing else was available.
Jesus, I'll only drink Foster's if nothing else is available. Foster's is horrible, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it, I have to say.
Excuse me?
But yeah, I moved away from Smirnoff Ice and onto the VK drinks, which is another type of alcohol. VK Cherry was my favourite.
What about those Caribbean Crush things? They were in big bottles. What were they?
Yeah.
What were they called?
Caribbean Twist.
Caribbean Twist. So they were like big.
They were
They
lovely.
were those sort of things as well.
Yeah, they were nice. I just drank a bottle of that before going out.
So at that point you didn't drink cider.
No. I
Try
only
it?
drank cider. When was the first? I think I was in my second year when I tried cider.
What, like last resort?
No, I don't know. I think everyone seemed to be drinking it.
Cheap.
And I thought I'd give it a go.
And it's only in the last couple of years or so you've tried other fruity flavour ciders, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, with my diabetes, obviously they're a lot higher in sugar than normal cider.
So you don't drink them that often?
No.
But
Why?
when you do, you can inject for them?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I'd say cider is definitely my favourite drink. Don't really...
Well, you've kind of gone away from wine and bitch piss.
Yeah.
But you would still drink it?
I'd still drink the alcopops.
Yeah?
If I could. I don't choose to drink wine anymore.
Well, no, you don't choose to drink bitch piss, but you still would, yeah?
Yeah, but I wouldn't drink wine, I don't think.
Because?
Horrible memories of being ill.
Oh, right. Oh, well, that's champagne though, wasn't it?
And wine.
And wine. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Right. So, your initial favourite drink was Smirnoff Ice. Then it moved on to Cherry VK.
Yeah.
And now it's what?
Flavoured ciders. I mean, obviously...
Brand? Flavour?
brand doesn't really matter to me.
Don't you like a specific old moat?
Old moat.
Isn't it like
nice.
strawberry and kiwi or something? Or what is it?
No, it wasn't the strawberry one that I liked. It was the other one. Can't remember.
Well, there's a few, but
yeah.
okay. But it's generally fruity over apple and pear, yeah?
Yeah, the berry ones.
Cool. I'm currently sitting here drinking Atlantic. Got a nice bottle of Atlantic. Are you drinking?
Oh, very nice. Alcoholic. No, I'm not having a drink at the moment. No, I don't tend to drink much midweek.
No, I don't generally, but I fancied it as I was talking about it. I thought, fuck it, I'm going to pop one open. But anyway.
I guess I could do. I could go and grab one, but nah. It's midweek.
Fair enough. Okay. So, can you remember have you got a first drinking memory, like at home, like when you were younger, or even down that pub that was near the old adult college or whatever?
Near the old college? Oh, the one down in Grace?
Yeah, the one no, the one that's knocked down there that we were talking about, where I went sign language.
Well, yeah, it was a working men's club in Grays. I don't know what the actual name of it was. Because obviously it's not the Grays Working Men's Club, because that's the other one.
Yeah, which is now gone as well.
Yeah, I mean, I was obviously too young at the time to have beer, have a drink in there. We probably stopped going there when I was sort of, I don't know, 12 or something like that.
All right.
But no, maybe later actually. Either way, I wasn't drinking when I was down there.
What about at home then? Have you got a first memory of having an alcoholic beverage?
I remember having a beer every now and then, or a glass of wine.
Oh really? Bloody hell.
Not that young. I mean, I was still in my teens when I was.
Well, I was under the assumption that everyone's first taste would have been some like sugary Alka-Pop.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Alka-Pops. Alka-Pops.
I was about 13 and I had an orange WKD. Is it not something similar like you?
Yeah, you've brought back memories there, because I used to have tent sleepovers in the garden for my birthday when I was sort of 14 maybe, and yeah, we did every now and then. We did get some Alka-Pops for that. In fact, it might have even been younger, might have been 13. Yeah, I guess we did. Yeah, we did have Alka-Pops, but I think probably my first drinks would have been, a beer, like you say, like a dumpy bottle, or an Orangy Boom, or whatever they were.
Usually at a family summer barbecue, yeah?
That's it, yeah, always barbecue beers. For some reason, it was customary to buy a crate of little, dumpy bottle beers. I don't.
I swear, they were done. They were like, right, this will stop them drinking at an early age. Fucking drink this dog shit.
Well, I actually think probably it was because they thought if they get bought beer in smaller bottles, they would drink less.
I guess.
They were supervising kids.
See, I actually wouldn't mind drinking dumpy bottles these days. You don't see them other than the little French ones. I swear that you used to be able to get maybe Heineken dumpies or Holston Pills dumpies,
I don't remember that. I remember it was always Beer Dior or whatever it was, and random, like I say, French stuff.
Excuse me. Okay, so first sort of drinking memory would have been that. You said about the odd glass of wine. What colour were you first on?
Well, whatever we had at dinner. I mean, did I have? I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure I must have had red, I guess. Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, I mean, like Christmas dinner and things like that. As a kid, yeah, I would have done.
Wow, red. I mean, I tried red when I was relatively young, and I was like, ugh, fuck off. But you went straight into it.
I quite liked red wine from an early age. Not early age, but from my teens anyway.
Well, you obviously, your mum and dad or whoever bought nice red wine then, because I was drinking fucking vinegar. It was our prom that I had red wine, and it was fucking horrible.
Oh yeah, yes, red wine at prom. I remember that because most people didn't drink theirs, so I ended up with a few other people's.
Was yours okay? Because mine tasted horrible.
Well, it was drinkable, and by that point I was, drinking not a fair amount, but I was drinking I was coming up to drinking regularly.
Okay, not including that. But the next question is first drinking memory not at home.
Not at home.
You know, not in the comfort of the family.
Yeah, I mean, my first memory of really drinking properly outside of the home would have been when a group of us ended up over the quarries in Chafford 100.
Right.
And I remember Abigail. She'd got a bottle of vodka from her parents' house and brought her along with her.
So are you talking 15, 16?
I can't remember if I was 14 or 15.
Oh, fuck.
Probably, when was it? Probably 15, yeah, it would have been, I think. Yeah, early 15, summer, year 10, end of year 10, something like that.
Sorry. Bloody hell.
Yeah, so that was my first memory, and I remember having a 2-day hangover after that, and nearly falling off the side of a cliff.
The chalk cliffs near what was it near I'm picturing it near
near where the tunnels were. You know the tunnels over.
Yeah, but you know where the is it some sort of
the very top?
Some sort of oil rig, well, not oil rig. You know, like a sort of, you know, is it Devonshire Road?
Yeah.
I'm picturing you sitting looking over at that. Is that where I'm thinking right?
No, well, we weren't looking over that at that time. We were sort of as high as you could go, almost.
Right.
Like, it's difficult to describe how to get to.
We'll have to go walking again.
On top of the tunnels, basically.
Right.
Top of the top tunnel. We were up there. So we had to come back down to then go round so that we could get out via what we used to call Foxhole.
Right.
So yeah, that was fun and games.
Well, my next question you probably already answered it. First time really drunk. Is that probably then?
Yeah, that would definitely be then.
Okay.
So,
okay, we'll move forward a little bit. Your first real drink of choice, and I probably know what the answer is, but I'll let you answer it. First real drink of choice?
First real drink of choice. I don't know, it's difficult because you said you brought up Alco Pops, and there was a time when I did drink them a fair amount, but I did go over to beer sort of when I was 16, really. When I first started going down a pub, I wasn't going down the pub and buying a bleeding alcohol.
No, that's right,
that was a surefire way of getting yourself kicked out.
Definitely.
Underage. So you'd go down and get a Carlsberg was probably what I ended up drinking.
Yeah, I was thinking you were going to say Carlsberg.
And then Strongbow.
Yeah, well, no, that's the thing, because when my first era of drinking, I was drinking everything and anything and not enjoying it, but just kind of, trying to keep face. And it was only when I started drinking Strongbow, obviously you being present, was when that was like, right, I really enjoy Strongbow. So would Carlsberg have been that for you?
Yeah, I did enjoy it. I did used to enjoy Carlsberg. Yeah. Like I say, but we did end up drinking a lot of Strongbow. So. Sorry, I've just realised I'm bloody scratching away with a pencil here and it's probably ruining your audio.
No, it's fine. Right, okay. Once again, these questions, because of the way your first drinking memory sort of thing, it's kind of answering a few questions. So, first sort of time, sick from drinking. Would that have been that one?
Well, that was then again, yes.
Okay.
So
Let's go with the next one then. Next that you memorable event.
Yeah.
As in you being really drunk.
Right. I can't think. When did I get really drunk after that? It would have been sometime in the first year of college. I'm trying to think of anything there.
What, like before my time?
Yes.
Right. Okay. It was second. Well, it was first year of college, and it was trying to think of your next big sort of drunk and sick and hungover and shit like that. See, from my experience with you were always kind of all right, always, and you kind of are to this day. whenever we have a big heavy drinking session, you're always out the next day having breakfast with me.
Yeah, I mean, as you know, you're much better at remembering things that happened throughout college than I am. I can't remember, like, I've got, like, parties in my head and I can't think when they were in order, you know?
Yeah, but, like, even thinking back to 2005 parties, like...
one of the earlier ones.
See, you know, we had an oat Christmas meal a little while back, and that's the first time, like, let's say 2 years ago, first time I've ever seen you be sick through drinking. Not to say you haven't been.
Oh, I have been, yeah.
But yeah, like, so I've not known you to be. You've been drunk, you know. You've been spinning on your head and stuff. But there's not I mean,
no people help me home or anything really.
No, exactly. So, although you have been out, you know, you're still pretty coherent and you're able to continue, and you know, being semi-normal. But okay, I've only got a couple more questions. And have you got a worst drunk experience, or like a certain amount of worst drunk experiences? I mean, there's one that can come to mind, I imagine, but whether you're going to remember it or not. Well, it depends on whether you want to divulge. Don't have to, obviously.
Well, worst experience of being drunk, or the worst thing that's happened whilst drunk.
Both, either or, really.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a couple of train issues.
Yeah, I've missed a few. What is it, 2?
Well, you haven't even missed them. You've been on them, haven't you? You've kind of...
No, yeah, I've been on the train, I've just not gotten off, that's the problem.
Yeah, or you've got off a stop early to sober up.
Well, yeah.
Or there's occurrences of, no, I'm not going to drink, no, I'm not going clubbing, no, I'm not going to take my wallet with me.
That's happened a fair few times.
And then, yeah, I mean, I was looking through some pictures recently, because it's coming up to Greg's birthday. We went out for Greg's birthday, and Anna drove us, me, you and Louise. And you and Louise got pretty drunk, and you were like, no, I'll just have a few beers. And so were we. We were like, we'll just have a few beers. And then you ended up going to the Pink Toothbrush, and see you later, Anna, bye! But that's what happens.
Yeah. Is that right? I didn't get the text yet.
It could well have been. No, it probably wasn't. I'm thinking that was like Sam Page and Megan's birthday, that one, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Alright, think about...
I'm just terrible at bloody pornography.
Right, no. Think about your long walk home. Were you wearing a coat?
What? From Pink Toothbrush that time?
Because Greg's birthday's November, and the one I'm thinking of is August, so I imagine you wouldn't have been wearing a coat.
I might not have been anyway if we were going Toothbrush.
No, I just imagine it would have been more warm weather sort of thing, so...
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. See, this is the problem with alcohol. I struggle to remember things that happen.
Yeah.
And when they happened.
Okay, a couple more things. Current drink of choice.
Current drink of choice. Well, I do like a good ale.
Yeah.
I do like a amber ale.
Have you got 2 or 3 names?
Beers that I like at the moment. Well, you can never go wrong with a Doom Bar, really.
Yeah.
And they serve it all over the place, and it tends to be a pretty solid drink that you can rely upon. I like
Big Red.
Big Red. Nosset beer. I like what you're drinking at the moment. Yeah, Sharps
Atlantic, love it.
What else do I like?
See, my top of my...
The other thing is that I tend to try different beers everywhere I go, so I like... Yeah, I have a taster of lots of different beers.
Well, what I like about what we do is the Untapped app. I can re-reference it and go, yes. So I looked at it the other day, my top ones, obviously I've got Sharps Atlantic, I've got, Adnams Rock Pool, and I think it's Green King, there's Mosaic, Green King Mosaic, and then there's another one. But yeah, so that's quite good, because you just never remember, really. So
one of my favourite is, it's White's Brewery, Lancaster. That's one of my favourites, actually.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
I really like that beer.
Do you know, the other day I was somewhere and I found a certain pub chain, because me and you were talking about, you said once, I'd like to go on a certain pub chain crawl. And I think I found it, and I was like, fuck, I'll have to tell Steve, and I've forgotten what it was. But
it's like Liverpool and Johnson or something.
yeah, it was definitely two names or words, and I was like, I think I know what it is, and that was probably a week ago, and I've forgotten. But,
yeah.
And
They
then,
just seem to be in London around the sort of Fenchurch Street area, don't they?
and yeah, that is right, yeah.
Sort of financial district.
And the last question is current drinking habits. So how regularly and what's the kind of volume in these occasions?
Okay. Well, most weekends I will have at least a couple of beers.
An hour.
During the week I'll probably not drink other than maybe on a Thursday night. I go and watch them play football, and that's like...
Oh, what, your work team or something?
Yeah, they play football on a Thursday, so every now and then, if I'm working late, I'll go and watch them afterwards. Then it's Friday and Saturday night, and it all depends really. Some weeks I'll have a couple of beers, some weeks I'll have a fucking skinful.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And then
how about? Well, what's your
my drinking habits? Right. Okay. It would be. Let me see. It's quite hard to tell, really. I would semi-regularly.
It sounds like from talking to you recently that you drink quite a lot during the week.
Well, but that's based on like Greg's shift pattern and stuff.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. No. Like I will see Greg maybe once a 3 week, right? And I'll have 3 or 4 pints in an evening. But then obviously because he's got such a wafty shift pattern, then I won't see him, and I don't really go out with anyone else to drink really. But so I've always got some beer in the cupboard, and occasionally, like sometimes me and Louise will jump in the bath or something, and I'll have a beer in the bath sort of thing.
But, in the bath?
Yeah.
You decadent swine.
Oh yes, and I mean recently I've as the Tilbury started selling Atlantic, so I bought some. That's why I've been drinking it. So, excuse me, but I'm due to see Jules and Jamie this weekend, and which I've bought a 6-pack of like Corona. So that'll probably happen. But it's very rarely I'll get out my nut. I mean, I was with you a couple of weeks ago, and I got pretty trolleyed and obliterated a pizza. But that wasn't. I have to say, I think I'm past my best for drinking. I think I've gone back to being a bit of a lightweight. I've gone back to being about an 18-year-old drinker, you know?
Yeah.
There was a period of time that I could hold a bit more, but I'm gone. I'm back to being a lightweight.
Yeah. I think it seems like a long time for me since I've been silly drinking. Or like where I've got to a point where I'm just like, you know, a nutter or anything like that. I don't know, I tend to... I don't know.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I've not seen it in a while.
You don't... You know, when you was a teenager, for example, you'd have a beer and you might do stupid things and go crazy. But,
yeah, it was a lot more frequent as a teenager.
Yeah, whereas now I have a good drink and I just... don't know, really. I'm just too much of a heavyweight for my own good.
I was looking up, because I said about it's the anniversary of the No Saints filming, I was looking up some recent diary entries around that time, and me and you were having a conversation, and this coincides with our MSN chat logs actually, about how we enjoy sitting over the field drinking, and we don't really enjoy going to the pub. And I was like, fuck off!
No, it can't be right.
2005... Well, no, to be honest, we spent the summer over the field, fucking, didn't we? So,
yeah.
we had some good times, but that changed pretty quickly, I think.
Yeah. So like you say, it's when I think back to sort of end of school, college, it all blurs in. I'm trying to think what we did. I guess we spent quite a few times around Josh's actually.
Yeah.
That sort of.
Oh well, no, I wasn't there, so yeah, you guys did.
So yeah, and then Yeah, so it all blurred in, because obviously then there was that point. There was a point when he would come home of the weekend before he got sent out to, where'd he go?
Iraq, yeah.
And so we'd go around there every
Oh yeah,
weeks.
yeah.
We'd have a few beers then.
And he'd have a few Alka Pops.
Yeah. I'm saying, we did then. What else did we do? There must have been. I guess we used to do.
Fat Surfer.
We used to go Cardi's. We used to go. Yeah, Fat Surfer.
Mike's.
We used to go to Mike's. We did drink brown Mike's. I can't really remember.
Yeah, there used to always be 1 or 2 3-litre bottles of Strongbow. Always.
Yes, that was that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because we had. Yeah, our love for Strongbow at that point.
But to be fair, 3 litres was $2.99, so you couldn't really go wrong, could you? That's 6 pints.
No, we should go back to
Yeah.
Space, shouldn't we? And then obviously, how old were we when we went to Edinburgh?
It was 2005, so we were, 17.
Yes. So obviously then I had a bloody good drink up, and then
Omega.
Then I had a hunt around the bottom of a toilet because Mike wouldn't let me in the. Went to check on how he was, then ended up on the bloody bottom of a toilet.
And that was the era.
Andy found me in the middle of the night and didn't bother to wake me up.
Yeah, but that was also the era that you looked like the wild man of Borneo.
Yes, the wild man of Borneo. Yeah.
Where if you were on when you did have a little kip on the bench, you kind of suited it. So
yeah,
you don't look like that now though. But sadly, because of that, you don't look like an engineer either, because you're clean shaven. So.
Did we have a drink when we went up to see Aaron for the first time? Oh, was you? No, that was me.
No,
and Mike,
that was you and Mike. Yeah.
Did we? I don't remember. No, I don't think we did actually.
I remember when me and you went, we were drinking Strongbow on the plane because we were we were flashed like that. We got on a plane.
Yeah, how old were you then?
That would have been 2000. Well, that was when Aaron started talking to us again. I reckon that was about 2008. It was your 20th birthday.
What? That's when we went up on the plane.
Yeah, man.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
So hold on. So that was 7 years ago. So, well, yeah, 2000 and 2008. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he didn't talk to us for like a year, did he?
Well, I didn't blame him.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Too busy out drinking.
He had cups of tea with Amy around it while with roast dinners.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, couldn't compete with that.
Anyway, well, thank you for your time. Much appreciated. I'm going to add it. I don't know when this podcast will be out. I'm about 4 or 5, 6 podcasts behind, to be honest. But
yeah, sorry, my memory is so shoddy because, as I say, maybe that's a good way to be if we're talking about alcohol.
Yes, maybe it is. Anyway,
not being able to remember anything.
I'll chat to you in the week or so. Yeah.
Okay.
Right, cheers. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll start with you, Stu.
Alright, okay.
What's your first memory of drinking?
My first memory of drinking, I was 17.
Really?
Yeah, I was 17. I think I was 17. And we were drinking peach schnapps, and it was pretty nasty. But at the time, you feel very, very grown up because it's not beer or wine; it's some sort of fancy spirit thing. But it wasn't. It was awful. I was at an ex-girlfriend at the time's house with a big gay guy, my mate Simon, and he got very, 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 very drunk. Lived about a mile away from my mum and dad's, because I was still there at 17. And I vaguely remember the walk home, which consisted of leaving the house, falling over her nan's garden wall, kissing her feet before we left, getting down the road to another friend's house, my mate John, knocking on the door about midnight. While Simon spoke to John, I stood behind him trying to inflate myself to 5 times my normal size because I was still running on this schnapps stuff. We then proceeded to walk back to my mum and dad's. On the way, stopped at my mate Shell's house. I was given a cup of coffee and I'm told I fell over and hit by the coffee table. Woke up at my mum and dad's house. didn't have drink for about 6 months after that.
That's quite a first experience.
It's the first one I remember. I mean, I may have been given a glass of something as a kid, but I don't really remember that.
Well, yeah, no, that was my thing. I was going to say, because my first experience was the odd Christmas Alka-Pop.
See, I don't remember Alka-Pops as a thing, really. I think not so much on the beer. Possibly something, but the one I remember is definitely that one. I think because it hit me really hard.
But then, potentially the boys, not necessarily the girls, but you probably might have seen it, but I also remember younger being, usually in the summer at a barbecue, being offered a dumpy bottle of French beer. Does that ring a bell? Little bottles, little green bottles like that. They're about, and they were either French beer or shandy or something, and tasting like arseholes.
I've got a feeling I've seen them since, like in Aldi and Lidl and that sort of thing, but I don't recall.
But they honestly taste like the worst thing ever. So it feels like, yeah, this will fucking stop them underage drinking. Have some of that, son. But yeah, okay. So then, when did you start properly drinking?
Well, define properly drinking, because I went through a phase of drinking.
If you were 17 then, and then you didn't drink for ages, but then you started then actually actively going to the pub or actively buying alcohol.
I think we consistently went down to it was the Ford and Firkin in Romford when I was 18, 19, 20, and Carlsberg was the drink of choice for the most part. That's fair to say.
That's another one of my questions, actually. What was your drink of choice? But okay.
That swiftly changed, and I'm more of the ale stuff now. But yeah, I must have got through thinking about it so much Carlsberg, because it's big and clever and all that sort of stuff.
It's cheap though.
It was dirty cheap. But yeah, that was good fun. And I mean that pub changed and changed name, changed people. It was very, very different.
You may have already answered another question as well. One of your worst drunken experiences. Could that have been the first time?
Probably. Yeah.
I know what yours is going to be.
I mean, obviously we've, touched on all the drinking stories and the like, but that's definitely up there. One of the most entertaining drinking stories, whenever I remember it, I was drinking with Ed, and we were in Romford. I don't know where we were, because we were very, very, very drunk and walked home. Very, very, very drunk. That 3-mile walk from Romford back to my mum and dad's, and we got back to the house, and we decided, because I had a brainwave, there was the second fridge was down in the garage, and it was packed full of beer. So we went down to the garage and helped ourselves to the beer. So rather than going down to the garage, get the beer, come back to the nice warm house, we sat in the garden with blankets at freezing o'clock and just drank loads and loads of beer. I was woken up the next morning to my dad's face upside down, just shaking, "You silly, silly bastard. What have you done?" And I was asleep. I was half in and half out the garage.
Is the door down? Your legs.
It was a special moment. And yeah, I think my dad was more concerned about the fact that there were 3 cans of beer open and half drunk, and there was only 2 of us. So we'd wasted like one of the other beers, and I think he was a little bit miffed about that. But no, it was good fun. And that one I recovered from a lot better than the first experience with proper drinking.
I have to say, you've answered many a question on the first question, because the questions I had was first memory of drinking, first time drunk, first drink of choice, and then drunken stories. That's
there we go.
That's 4 questions in 2 answers.
I'm just too elaborate. I'm sorry.
Okay, and you've already answered your 5th question as well, which is what's your drink of choice these days? Ale.
There we go. I am a cask ale kind of guy for the most part.
Have you got a top 1 to 2 to 3 of cask ales? I know you do partake in the Untapped occasionally.
I do. I think I'm pretty consistent with Gunhill. I really, really like. And I mean, Broadside can be a bit heavy in that respect, but it's good. I do like the Adnams stuff. But then saying that, I mean, obviously with you on the Sharps Titanic-y stuff, I do like a bit of the Doom Bar, and it seems to be really popular. It's everywhere.
Oh, it is everywhere, yeah.
Really, really good.
I was actually in Adnams Country a little while back. I went to the Latitude Festival, and that's in Southwold.
Yeah.
And I went to a nearby pub, and it was just Adnams City with everything.
That's got to be.
But yeah, I'm not a fan of the Southwold bitter, and that was the big one.
Yeah, I can imagine they're pushing that quite hard. But no, good stuff. And I mean, like I say, their other beers are good. You right, everyone?
The ghost ship's nice.
Ghost ship is
what's the
really
one that's got like a compass on it? North, south, east and west?
Yeah, it's kind of an orange. I couldn't tell you. That's terrible, isn't it?
But that's a nice beer as well.
It is, absolutely.
Who wants to be... Thank you for that, by the way.
No problem.
Stu.
That's fine.
That was Stu, by the way. Who wants to go next? We'll go for George. So, what was the youngest age or the first memory of drinking? Was it with the family in a safe environment?
I think I used to have like a Bacardi Breezer or something at special occasions.
Yeah, well, like 14, 15 year olds?
Yeah, not a lot really.
Yes, it's me as well.
And then my worst memory, I think, of drinking was probably around our friend Greg's house.
Tater?
Yep. I think we were probably about 16, and it was like the first house party, like first gathering because his parents were out. There's a few of us, and my friend Kay, her dad, brought some wine. So
So you're 16?
getting on it, yeah.
Jesus.
In the garage, down this bottle of wine. Turned out it was table wine. It was supposed to have one glass with like a meal. The rest of my head's down the toilet.
So what sort of time of the night was this? Like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock?
Yeah, 7 o'clock.
What time would you have gone home?
I think I made it to about 11. Maybe 11, 12 because everyone was panicking obviously because they do want to send me home or call my parents or whatever. So I think people were trying to save me up with toast and that, but because I was just like retching and
Cheers!
nothing was coming up.
To Jules, sobering up.
Nothing was coming up, so I just remember, like briefly, just sitting in the car with a bucket with my dad.
Lisa?
Really with my dad, really disappointed.
Oh, so you did get bottles?
No, not really. No, they just sort of said, "Well, you'll learn from it."
Yeah, no, they're right.
Yeah.
Okay, so what colour was the wine?
I think it was a white
Okay,
wine.
not so bad, not so bad.
It's from Elephant River.
No, but
don't know if they still do
no,
that.
I imagine the first wine. I was talking to Steve, the same sort of conversation, and he used to have a glass of red wine with family dinners. I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, I know you're going thin on top, but you're very old before time. But anyway,
That's the reason I've went off wine.
right? But you're back.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Currently, literally right now.
Okay, so overall drink of choice. I know you started on wine and then you had a stint of like beer and cider and stuff. What would you say your however many years your drinker's choice mainly has been?
I don't know, it's changed now. I started off on, I think, when we were 17, we could get served. So it was just, what's he called? It's black currant and cider? Snake bite.
Snake bite.
Yeah, snake bite. Then it was like Strongbow and Foster's.
Just to cut in, where could you get served? Is that 17?
Shut up, it's no longer running.
The
So.
okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Then it was like Strongbow, then Foster's. Then I kind of calmed down and went to vodka and cokes. And I went on that for a long time.
You stayed on that for a long time, or?
Yeah, and then went to like flavoured ciders not too long ago, but now I've just got a crave for Prosecco.
Ooh. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Besides the one you spoke about, another one that I might actually already be familiar with, one of your worst drunken experiences that you can think of?
Well, like hangover aftermaths. Yeah, probably cheese and wine.
Cheese and wine at our house.
Lovely invited me to.
Yeah, it wasn't.
But that was because I think I didn't eat. I was drinking wine, which at the time I can't stand.
Yeah.
And then at the end ran out, so I had vodka.
I have to say, like,
That's what that is.
although it's called cheese and wine, like people like Billy was drinking the wine glasses of Guinness. You know, we weren't that sort of like, you know.
Okay, well now you tell me that 2 years later.
Yeah, sorry. What were the other questions I asked? Drinking experience. You might have covered everything actually. Jamie, earliest drinking memory? Do you remember the first time you had some sort of alcoholic beverage? As I say, mine was orange WKD, the age of about 14 at Christmas Day.
Yeah. I used to have the odd champagne with Christmas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just a meal. But not that.
What sort of
My first drunken experience was I was with 3 other people from BHS and they were like, "Oh, come round and we'll have a glass of two." She lived in East Tilbury actually. And
How old would you have been?
I was 17 then. And
But looked about.
I feel like we're in a meeting. I feel like we're
It's very formal.
Aye.
but no, and but like so they were like, I'll come round. Like I was like, oh, look, I've never had a drink before. But it was like 2 boys and 2 girls. And this drink before. back then there was this really good looking girl, and sorry.
George must
Back
have been.
then. And,
Now she looks like a bit of shit.
no, George wasn't on the scene then. And there was this other bloke who was trying to get with this other girl, and she was about 35, and they were playing a game of Have You Ever? And bear in mind I was 17, so I was like,
I've done fuck all.
yeah. So she just kept drinking it, and she was absolutely mess, an absolute mess she was.
You can swear.
And I was absolutely fine. I don't want to swear, sorry.
It's fine.
It's a PG channel.
Yeah, and like,
oh, it really is.
and this girl got that's a mess, and she dragged me to one side and was like, "Oh, you're in now. If you play your cards right, you're in there." But I was that drunk, I scared her off, and.
So you scared off her fully up for it, 35-year-old drunk?
No, she wasn't 35. The other girl I was on about.
Oh.
I fully scared her off, and she ended up going home. And
What did you do?
Oh, just
Did you, in regards to you getting turned on and erect, does your hair grow or something?
no.
What, like one of those Play-Doh things?
I just got really weird. I was just really weird. And
I don't know where to put it. Give me a fucking diagram. Right, I'm going home.
that was effectively it.
Were you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
I gave her a pen and a pad.
it got really weird. I think I remember crawling into. I stayed over hers that night and got the train home, but I was on the sofa, and this other bloke who she was with, I remember crawling into the bedroom and they were having it, and I was at the bottom of the bed, just like some sort of and like, some sort of dinosaur. I was just an absolute mess, and yeah, and they so I sort of halted proceedings, and they was like, "What on earth are you doing?
So
Get out!"
you were a
like,
cock block.
Say that a confession.
I was trying. I must have been just a drunken cock block, yeah.
I
But
don't think it counts as a cock block if he's already cocking. Like, I think there's another word for
I
that.
think it was full on cocking. So
Wow.
yeah.
Are you like an ultimate flaccid man? Like someone's always already balls deep, and you walk in and go, "What?"
Yeah.
And then it turns into
So
a bit
I'm an
of
after cock blocker. I'm an after cock blocker. A pre-cock blocker.
Or you,
A present cock blocker.
you wait until they're in there, and then you're like, "Fancy pushing a bit of rope."
It wasn't hands in the air. I literally like army crawl to the bottom of the bed. Oh my god! But yeah, that was Archers and Lemonade that destroyed me.
It's horrible. It's
It is rancid.
I don't mean to be stereotypical, but that has got to be the only female drink. That is the fucking. That is the epitome of female drink.
Archers is another
Peach
one.
fucking dog shit.
Yeah, effectively, yeah.
Okay, so over a period of time, what would your choice of drink been? Because you weren't big on beer for a while, were you?
I'm still a cider man. I think you can't beat a cold cider.
Yeah.
To this day, on a night out, if I think right, I'm going to get smashed tonight, I'll start off with a couple of ciders and then I'll change to like spirits. But no, I think there's nothing nicer than finish a day at work, whatever, like stressful day, and then a cold cider. I think worst drunken experience.
Okay, yeah, go on.
Cheese and wine.
much like George.
Yeah, when it took me 15 minutes to cross the road. That was cheese and wine. And,
I think that brought our relationship closer that night.
yeah.
Well, afterwards,
That
though,
really
wasn't it?
brought us together, yeah, as a couple.
After all the distance you put between the two of you.
Yeah.
George walking normal, average, human pace.
And I remember getting in the
And she
room.
rolled away.
I'm pretty sure you was already asleep, or
I think
you was
I left
trying
the
to sleep.
front door
Yeah, you
open.
did. Yeah.
And
And
you army crawled to the bottom of the bed.
I'm pretty sure I walked in crying.
George had been...
You did.
So I'm fucked up, man. I remember getting in bed and just saying I'm sorry, and then he was like, "Oh,
I think the
just go
room
to
was
bed."
spinning at that point.
George
And
had
then-
been asleep for 2 hours. Someone had taken you to crawl home.
To cross a non-busy, non-motorway road. But you latched onto me because of the warmth, so I was like, yes.
No, that went that night, babe.
Oh, okay. No, so
I
yeah.
think I had cold shoulder that night, if I remember right.
Well, did I?
Tuesday.
I did like that thing you put on Facebook recently with Dorothy and the bed spinning. It was like, this is after cheese and wine.
Yeah, I think you come and go, oh, I'm really sorry. And I was just like, no, shut up. They're really sweet.
Yeah, that is it.
So did you guys not really do the drinking thing like at secondary school?
Not so much.
I mean, I'm talking year 11.
Yeah,
Not like fucking
15,
year
16.
7. Jesus.
My
Not
circle
really.
of friends just sort of didn't really drink much. They consisted of staying around this one person's house and just having like
Coca.
That's
Coca-Cola. I was going to say Coke,
Really?
but nowadays that would mean
I
something
know, our
completely different.
friend...
Nowadays,
we
they've
used to
only
always
just
be around our
invented
friend's
Coke.
house, like all the time. Mum had a partner over in Colchester, so she'd always be staying over there. So we'd always be around our friend's house. Like literally every weekend, that was like the thing to do. Like go around the house. We don't not like maybe get smashed that we couldn't remember anything, but like so we were merry. But that would probably be like Lambrini or
It is
something
something
like
that
that.
Lambrini.
You guys
wow.
might kind of look down on me for doing this. Don't worry, it's not wrong. I haven't like fucking done anything illegal, Jamie. Put your fucking truncheon away. Jesus. Back in
Pushing a bit of rope.
back in year 11, for some reason, we used to do all-nighters. And all-nighters included, it meant being outside.
Yeah.
Did you ever do
So, yeah,
all-nighters?
but we never used to have
I
drink.
think we
Are
tried,
you talking
but
like you're talking sitting in the field with white lightning kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Because I didn't dabble with that so much, but I do remember jumping a fence and I don't know if we broke in or whether someone knew how to get into the caravan, and we sat in there and got through 3 cases of Carlsberg because it was warmer in the caravan than it was outside. So
We used to, our bit on an all-nighter was near Blackshot Swimming Pool, which you guys might not be familiar with. It's a local swimming pool near us. But there used to be some sort of ventilation that used to pump out like really strong chlorine sort of...
oh boy.
But it was warm chlorine here.
Yeah.
So of a night we'd be standing there like that with our cans of Carlin, because it was, I don't know, just freezing. It used to be a point in time we used to go milking. We used to call it go milking. You used to follow, it was like, I don't know, 4 in the morning, you used to go follow the milk float and then steal the milk from people's doorsteps.
So you're openly admitting that you're a thief?
No, because
they said, "Come on in, Paul."
although the milk floats were only going 20 mile an hour.
Oh, so that makes it perfectly fine.
No, we never found out where we never found out where they stopped, because to be honest, there's not a lot of people that actually get milk delivered these days.
Yeah, no.
Right? I remember one time there was one gold top milk that was on a doorstep sort of thing. We're like, oh, fuck it, we found one. And we're creeping in and we're crunching on the
Like
gravel sort of thing, and the fucking security lights come on and start flashing, like, running away. But we're really cold in the middle of the night and we want to get fresh cold milk.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to get
fucking
something cold,
stupid
make sure
idea.
it's milk.
But yeah, so that was my sort of first.
We never
Dabble
succeeded in any.
You know, we
never
did
succeeded
3 or
in any at
4.
all.
Yeah, we did 3 or 4.
There
and
was
it was
so many that we literally just like got to about 1 back then. It was like, oh my god, I'm so tired. Like 9 of us would go back to one person's house and just be like.
We did 3 or 4 all-nighters, and it's, you know, if you get up really early and you walk across a field and there's loads of dew, right? Mm-hmm. That happens. Like, you're on the field 3-4 o'clock in the morning and it's dry, and then it's like bang, dew everywhere. I mean, they've got their skull caps on.
Just tons of there's thing going on.
No, literally, you're just sitting there on the grass or whatever, and you're like, oh my god, I'm soaking wet, because it just happens. It's just like bang, 5 o'clock in the morning or something.
That's something I've never experienced. That's surreal.
Yeah. It's not saying
Not recommending.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Sell it to me.
No, but anyway, thank you everyone. Bloody hell, that ended up being a long one, just over an hour, but hopefully you enjoyed it. I'm thinking I might do a part 2 of this with other people, with their experiences. My one at the beginning was quite a garbled sort of... I'd actually forgotten my notes. I recorded Louise and Steve first, and I actually had some notes and some questions to ask, and then it went on to Stu, George and Jamie. But my one at the beginning, I couldn't remember what I was supposed to answer, let alone what I was supposed to question. But anyway, hope you enjoyed it. There might be a part 2. Next episode, I think, is going to be part 1 of the Ben Scarsbrook Blatella interview. I've had that back in my back pocket for quite a while, so that will be the next one. So I shut up. Tonight the headphones will deliver words that I can't say.